And I think that we are live. Let's just check to make sure that we are.
Check. I got a big live red button, man. I think
we are live. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Mandala Chain project update. My name is Michael. I'm one of the founders of Mandala Chain and from Republic Labs. That is my company. We're currently live across multiple different networks. We're coming to you from the Mandala X account. Also from Republic Labs X account, Republic Labs YouTube channel, Republic Rupiah X account, which is our Indonesian community. And I believe also on Anta's LinkedIn. So welcome to everyone for whatever platform you're joining us from. And it's been a long time coming, and we wanted to make sure that we could give everybody a really great update about where we're at with the Mandala project, because we're really excited about it. I'm going to go through intros to the panel here because we've got some really important people. So maybe we'll go along. Anta, maybe you just want to introduce yourself first, who you are, what you're doing here, and we'll go along to Matt, and then Anzo.
Hello guys, Om Swastiastu. My name is Ananta. I'm a CEO of Baliola and also one of the founders of Mandala Chain with Michael. So what we are doing is we are building the technology and we are focused on implementing technology in the government in Indonesia and also creating the base technology for implementation of our chain to real use cases.
Simple. Me now?
Yeah, go for it, Matty.
Right on. What's happening, everybody? Matt Paul, currently over here in very cold Canada. I'm usually hanging out with these beach bums, but unfortunately not right now. Co-founder of Mandala Chain, CEO of Mandala Chain Foundation. Listen, truth be told, I think everybody needs to hear this. It probably should be a part of every intro you do, Mikado, from now on. I'm really the reason we're all here. I actually played Cupid between these two lovebirds, our founders, Anta and Mikado. So really, this project doesn't exist without me. So to everybody else here, you're welcome. I think that's the most important part of our story. And I've done my job. So thank you.
Okay, a little cheeky. He is technically correct. Matt did introduce a lot of us. So good on you, Matt.
Maddie, I'm forever grateful. Guys, I have a bit of an identity crisis. So my name is Chef, aka Matt Cook, or vice versa. We didn't want to go with double Matts, so we went with Chef. My last name is Cook, and I was named that early on. So here we are. I'm Chef. Born in California, but moved to Asia in 1994. So that's my other identity crisis. I feel like I'm Asian internally, so I don't look it, but that's the case. CBDO, co-founder of Mandala Chain and CBDO of the foundation, came to Bali actually back in 1994 as well, when we moved to Hong Kong from California. And the rest is history. The last 10 years here in Bali has been full-time for me, and it's been an amazing journey here, building different businesses and then meeting all these guys along the way. Early on in COVID, we started building community here to really, kind of create a robust Web3 scene in Bali. And we started doing different events and collaborations, and through the grapevine, brought us all together, and we started to, look at how we could, do more. And of course, Michael and Anta created this beautiful ecosystem, and through that process, we started to really integrate everything that we could bring to the table. And here we are. Never thought we'd be, at this stage here building this massive ecosystem starting in Indonesia. But yeah, excited to be here. And I'll kick it over to Anzo.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi semuanya. My name is Anzo. Right now, I'm the CPO, Chief Product Officer of the Baliola. And yeah, I'm the co-founder of the Mandala Chain, joining the Mandala Chain in 2023. And yeah, lots of experience based in Indonesia since 2013, helping so many enterprises and government implementing technology solutions. And yeah, hopefully using the Mandala Chain now is a new technology in Indonesia. We have a big hope that we can help people, especially the government and enterprises in Indonesia, to adopt this new technology and bring the trustless digital ecosystem to Indonesia and also the global. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, team. We do have a bunch of background team members as well that work both at Mandala Chain Foundation, at Baliola, and at Republic Lab. So there's quite a large crew behind the scenes. And so shout out to all of those for everything that they've done so far to get us to this point. All right, it's update time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to maybe just talk a little bit about where we've come from and what we've done so far. But I first just want to tell a short little story. So Mandala Chain started essentially because both Anta had some really great opportunities with elements within the Indonesian government that wanted to implement blockchain technology. My company, Republic Labs, runs one of the largest media outlets in the Asia Pacific region, particularly in Indonesia. We have a really large Indonesian community, and shout out to the Republic Rupiah community. So effectively, we had this question about how could blockchain technology be used from a government perspective, but without them giving up control to a full decentralized network. And we didn't want to create some sort of bastardization of the tech stack. We wanted to create it, in a decentralized, permissionless way as much as possible. I'm a decentralization maxi. It's what brought me into blockchain. And so we really obviously scoured how we could implement this. And after many sleepless nights and whiteboard sessions, we realized that we could model this off of the Polkadot tech stack, where the Mandala chain would be a Polkadot parachain, EVM compatible, so that we're fully connected to all of the Ethereum ecosystem. But really copy that that Polkadot sort of ethos of having a grand central station. And so we connect to Polkadot and the broader Polkadot ecosystem, and we use Polkadot for security. And we've really been able to leverage that beautiful tech to be able to create an environment where we've got other government departments or enterprises that also connect to the Mandala chain. So this is the background about where we've come from and why we're here. And we've got some really great progress that we've made thus far. So we want to cover off the progress and then sort of talk about where we're going next. So in the start of 2024, we won a parachain slot. And so we are locked and loaded on the Polkadot network. And really, we've got some of the main bullet points right here. So I'll actually allow these guys to interrupt as you will, and as we touch on some of these major milestones that we've already hit. But we do have a private testnet already released, Anta, and you were a large driving part of that with Unzo. You're muted there, brother.
So yeah, the private testnet is already released, and we are now working with the government and some of the community and also the enterprises, which is we are testing the API mechanisms, the interaction, the recording. So yeah, our focus is to bringing and testing, giving them the interfaces to make them easy to understand.
Beautiful. And so soon we will have this public testnet to be released. I think last estimated we had, Matt, was probably mid next month. Is that we will go public for people? Is that correct?
Yeah, mid next month is what we're targeting, and we're on target so far. So should be good.
And for mainnet, we know this has been a long time coming, but we are there's extreme confidence that mainnet will be released this quarter. And so I know everyone has been patiently waiting along, and they've been very excited. And we've had a lot of questions about when mainnet. This quarter is the actual roadmap, and that's what we're on track for. Just a couple of other really cool things. You can go to hub.mandalachain.io right now, and you can actually see the hub and what that sort of portal will look like, and how you're going to be able to go to the mandalachain.io website, click on enter hub or enter portal, and you'll be able to see exactly what we're doing. And this gets updated quite regularly. We're going to be showing exactly what's coming and a lot of the applications, which we'll talk about shortly, that are going to be connected there. Bali Blockchain Summit, we've got to touch on this for a second because this was huge. Maybe Anta, could you just paint a picture about what actually happened at the Bali Blockchain Summit in 2024 and what's coming in 2025?
Yeah, thank you, Michael. So yeah, 2024 is giving a very huge success for Bali Blockchain Summit. So which is this is the place when the government and also the enterprises is talking about blockchain. So this is not only about blockchain, it's not about crypto, but it's beyond crypto, which is talking about how blockchain can be using by the real use cases like land registry, also like for the supply chain, and also for the how to creating a digital trust ecosystems in the country. Which is we are also surprised when we are doing it for like this is the third one. The 2025 is the third one. For the second time last year's we got quite a lot of exposed by the government, which is this starting quite a lot of milestone and also kick off with a lot of project that's coming to us. So which is this is a good a chance to following up. So the next year for this year 2025 we'll be exposing the another not only government but also academic. So there will be research will be exposed because we are doing quite a lot of things with the university also with the government entity. So we will exposing what is going on. So yeah, it's really excited for the blockchain summit, Bali Blockchain Summit 2025.
Beautiful, Anta. And just on this last slide, I know it's cut off a little bit by some of our ugly faces here. Well, ugly and beautiful, some of these other boys. But we do have other countries that we've been speaking to, and we are imminently looking to announce additional use cases outside of Indonesia where people are looking to actually come and join in the tech stack and the things that we've been building in Indonesia. We're not an Indonesian chain. Not specifically, Indonesia is just first. And this is like the fourth largest country in the world. And people have taken notice. And so stay tuned because there's been a lot of work behind the scenes right now. And there's some imminent announcements coming on that space. Okay. We're going to rip through these like fairly quickly because there's just been so much happening because I know everyone wants to know what's coming. So we'll throw to Anta specifically, Matt and Chef. You can maybe sort of highlight some of these events that have taken place already and some of the major successes that we've had here.
Thank you, Michael. So we starting like last year. So after Bali Blockchain Summit, we follow up the event in Bandung in West Java, which is with the governments of province of West Java, which is with creating local government blockchain forum. This is the follow up of Bali Blockchain Summit last year that we're focusing on how we can, what we're talking about digital trust and how we putting trust and digital identity last year. And putting how we can doing, the milestone for the next for every single regency, every single city in West Java. And this is when beautifully we doing it Bandung in one day, 6 November 2024, which is all of the head of ICT of all the regency, which is in West Java, there is 28 regency and city, and it's quite big. And then the next one is Digital Trust Seminar on Denpasar City birthday. So we are, Baliola and Mandala Chain is sponsored the Denpasar City birthday festival, which is it's focused on digital, digital transformation. And we're creating a digital trust seminar because our audience is not technical, so we focus on what is the main purpose for. So what is Gavin Wood doing on Polkadot? It's really inspire us, and I think there's the futures. Digital trust is it's a trustless ecosystem that making us more secure and creating another law layer to make sure that the technology is interactive with us well and secure. So this is what we are talking here. Also me as one of the speakers, and also with Adrian, the head of Mandala Blockchain Academy. So and then another one is West Java, which is West Java is really big province, and we already signed a contract and also agreement with them, and they already implementing our app chain or Mandala application chain, which is we will talk after this. And then the next one is it's Indonesia Blockchain Society, which is the head of Indonesian Blockchain Society. Pak Eri Punta is one of our advisors in Mandala Chain. So he also speak with the cybersecurity offices in Indonesia, and we already have a discussion quite a lot, and we will follow up next month about the collaboration with the cybersecurity offices. So, yep. Okay, and then the next is Bali Blockchain Blockchain Introductory Bootcamp, which is also in the birthday party of Denpasar City. We kick off for bootcamp, and they're joining with 100 people. So they are we find a very best student and doing the ceremony for giving the certificate, which is given by the governors of Denpasar or governors of Bali. And then we in our booth in Denpasar City birthday party, the Bali governor's coming, visiting our booth, and I'm explaining quite a lot of what is blockchain, and they are like the governor is really surprised, and they want to make sure that we can follow up on implementing the technology, which is we already implementing, testing the API of Mandala Chain over there. Maybe Anzo will be explaining after this. And then on Bali Black Swan Summit last month, we went to Perth City, me and head of creative agency, which is we are explaining how blockchain can be implementing for protecting intellectual property, which is it's kind of get a very huge, excitement over there because they are talking about blockchain on finance, but when we are talking about how blockchain can protecting intellectual property, they just like, ooh, this is like, so it's giving a new boundaries for blockchainers. So the blockchain is not only about fintech industry, but also more than that. So we will expose that. And then the next one is like Mandala Chain bringing the representative from Indonesia government, which is Pak Eri Punta, to joining the PBA for policymaker in Lucerne, Switzerland. So this is very, very excited because this is the first time policymakers and we are successfully bringing the one of the representative. We want to giving, sending more, but the problem is like there is near of Eid, so there's not a lot of people can be coming there. But we are so excited to having Pak Punta over there.
Thanks, Anta. And sorry, everybody. We realised that our faces were covering the bottom. We fixed that there. But yeah, some huge ones here. Like obviously speaking at the Black Swan Summit in Western Australia, really awesome to be able to expand that to yet another region and country. And I do spy a picture there with Pa Eri Punta, who's one of our advisors with Gavin Wood. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, everybody. Thanks, Anta. We'll move on. This is something that which we're super excited about as well. Maybe I don't know, Matt or Chef, if you want to cover off exactly what's happening here, because our head of the academy isn't with us today, but will be in subsequent meetings, and maybe just explain exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, is it okay if I jump in?
You want to go? Sorry. Yeah, I can go for this. Anta, you want to take it?
No, please.
Yeah, so the Mandala Chain Academy has kicked off, and of course, it's a huge success, as Michael mentioned and Anta mentioned. We had a ton of students applying for the first couple cohorts, and Adrian, who can't be with us today, has been doing a phenomenal job onboarding all kinds of new talent, working with the universities to really build a pipeline for Indonesia. Our goal is to have the Mandala Chain Blockchain Academy, MBA, be a pipeline for global talent. Of course, we have our greedy needs where we want talent for our own project, but through upskilling the students and the masses, hopefully Indonesia can also become a global resource for developers. So I would say that also we're working very closely with PBA, and things are going well. So we have some exciting announcements hopefully down the line with that collaboration. Guys, if I'm missing anything, please go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, I think you hit off most of the points. I thought you could probably finish it up, but yeah, we've had our initial training go through. So cohort 1 has went through for the academy, which was like a really overwhelming success. I'd say 50 plus developers went through that training. We've got, I don't know what the numbers are exactly, Anta, probably another 50 to 75 devs ready to go for cohort number 2. And we've been partnering with a lot of the Polkadot ecosystem agents as well. Open Guild has been a part of this, PBA, as Chef already mentioned. So yeah, there's a lot of momentum coming from that initiative. AK has been doing a great job. Anta, you could probably wrap up whatever else is going on with that too.
Yeah, and also this is thank you, Matt and Seth. So there is a 4 university now is discussing with us so deeply because we want to inject in. They have a willingness to put in blockchain on their curriculum. So we're helping them to build their curriculum. So we're starting on the practitioner speaking, and then after that we go into the BK creating the module for them, and then we hopefully for the next year we can put in like the spatial specialty for blockchain itself. So yeah, there is a 4 university, 3 in Bali and 1 in Bandung. So yeah.
Beautiful team. This is going to be a huge like Philip, I think, for just the broader blockchain ecosystem because we have so many students that we can access in the Asia Pacific region, and to be able to partner with like some incredible institutions like the PBA is going to be amazing. All right, let's get to the meat of the show. Updating some of the use case and some of the dApps. Now, we were like privileged enough, obviously, to receive support from the Polkadot Treasury through a referendum proposal. And we're very grateful for that because there's so many use cases that needed to be built out that we just needed the ecosystem support on it. And we do feel like we're going to bring some great value to some of our partner organizations. So I know we do have some questions in the general chat, which we will come to shortly. But I do really want to just touch on some of these major updates and sort of like reporting back from the referendum that went through. And because this is the core of what we're building here at Mandala Chain. So firstly, the West Java blockchain implementation, I'm going to throw over to the team who's been working on this like intimately, because for those that aren't aware, West Java is a province inside Indonesia, I guess like a state inside the US. Maybe Anta, if you want to kick this off and maybe just exactly explain how much of a huge deal this is and what exactly we've been doing.
Okay, I'm here with Anzo, also our chief product officers. Anzo is the one that like very hands-on on technical side. For my side is I'm talking, doing the discussion and also mapping the problem and the solution on the blockchain. So West Java is one of the biggest province in Indonesia, which has 50 million people over there. So it's bigger than Australia. I think it's double of Australia. And what we are doing is like we seeing what is problem over there. They are really focused and forward thinking about using a new technology for protecting all the data and also giving back the data and like creating the trustless ecosystem. So therefore they need the infrastructure. So what we are doing is like we're implementing Mandala application chain with them, and now we are in a discussion to putting quite a lot of application. They have more than 200 application, which is now it's still on Web 2. So by having these infrastructures on their pocket, so now they are integrated all of the application to our chain on the Mandala application chain. Maybe Anzo want to add up another thing, please.
Yeah, so Mandala application chain is implemented in West Java, and this focus of the project is about building a trustless digital ecosystem, especially to protect all the data that West Java government has. So let's say the data for the civilization or maybe the data for the healthcare, they want to put everything on the blockchain because right now they don't have some protection, just a normal application without any protection. So using this solution, hopefully they will have new layer for the data protection and bring more benefit, especially for the public service in West Java governance.
Yeah, maybe I just like putting one, a small fruit from the PBA policymaker, last week. So basically, what we are giving to West Java is like creating what do you call it, the confidence machine to West Java. So with blockchain, with Mandala application chain, we hope that this will be creating more confidence with the government and also the people in West Java. So this is the main idea why we're putting blockchain over there. And this is a very huge use cases, which is if we when we're done with this use case, that means that it will be replicated for all the province in Indonesia. Okay, that's all, Michael.
I know, Matt and Chef, you were doing some stats on West Java and its comparisons to some other regions in the world.
Yeah, I think Anta covered it. It's 50 million people population, so it's no small little village in Indonesia. It's definitely one of the big guys. But yeah, bigger than Canada, bigger than Australia as far as population goes.
It's kind of yeah. Sorry, Matt.
I think on top of that, so this is one of our Open Gov proposal initiatives as well. So I think it's important to update the community in terms of how things are going with our milestones. So our milestone for West Java was kind of the UX side of things for Q1. And I think we're probably a little bit beyond that even, Anta, right, in terms of our deliverables. So everything's on track there. which I think is important for the community to know for sure.
Yeah, pretty amazing. So this will work as an application chain like that's connected to Mandala Chain. So they do have their own separate implementation of the substrate tech stack. And Mandala will be, I guess, the portal. The Mandala mainnet will be the portal into this chain from retail use case. But just awesome to know that there's a government of 50 million people is implementing the tech stack. It's pretty incredible and quite humbling. Okay, next. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people are going to be very excited about because this is an application that was also part of the OpenGov proposal, but this actually will be directly on Mandala mainnet. Who wants to kick off here?
I will keep up here. So basically, the name on the proposal is Unbelievable, which is one of the local branding tag for Bali. So Unbelievable, it's not typo. It's basically there is the brand Unbelievable. So it's like the brand for all of the creative product from Bali. So it's they already put in the brand, but there is no technology infrastructure. So this is why we are discussing with the ministry, discussing with the creative agency in Denpasar, and then we creating craftlabs.id. It's focusing on stamping the product and also tracing all of the resource of the product. So Craft Labs, you can go to the website. The website is live, but we're still developing and discussing, testing quite a lot with the creative economy community and also with the agency, with the government, and also mapping the regulations to make sure this one is like legitimate for Indonesia. Now it's for Indonesia only, Indonesia creative economy, which is will be creating what we call the OCP, which is like origin certification of product, which it will be tracking starting from the beginning of the product is built until all. So it will be emphasized and also empowering the creator to creating the product and still getting hands-on for their intellectual property. So this is what the product would be. Maybe Anzo want to add up, please?
Yeah, I think this is the good idea. The point is we want to protect the intellectual property using the blockchain technology, and it will be running on the Mandala chain as our mainnet. And right now we are trying to push our first MVP, and starting this month we start develop, and probably by the end of the June we will deliver the first MVP, and hopefully many creator individual or the corporate creator will come and join and test these platforms. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll just jump in and say that it's probably important for people to understand also that the underlying tech behind this can be applied to many other things, such as supply chain, traceability. So this is just one implementation for the creative industry, but it can definitely be rolled out to so many other sectors in Indonesia, outside of Indonesia. Yeah, so good tech.
Yes. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And my understanding was in the OpenGov referendum, it was that again in Q1 we had to have like a proper UI live, and that you can already see at craftlab.id. And the actual implementation of this tech, like we said, will be multifaceted and can be used a whole bunch of different things. And this is all just going to be transaction volume and like recording that it happens on Mandala mainnet. So yeah, am I correct there, Matt?
Correct. Yeah, 100%. This one's on track as well.
Okay, as I just take myself off of mute. All right, so we're through 2 or 4, I guess, as far as our updates. So DeJoin, which also we do have a UI live at kochek.ai. This is a really, really essential piece of tech that was very much needed for, I guess, this blockchain ecosystem, specifically in this part of the world. So like, boys, you want to maybe explain exactly what we've done with Join and then what people can find it at kochek.ai?
Yeah, so can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So kochek.ai is like, the credit scoring systems. So in Indonesia, we have Slick, which is for all the banking. So the problem is like, there is a problem. There's like the people, it's not only having the facility of credit in banking, but also in the cooperative, this is a rural banking structures. It's focused on, community banking. So what we have here is like, we join as core banking development systems they creating Kocek with the Ministry of Cooperative in Indonesia, and then the problem is every single cooperative don't want to share their data because it's so confidential. So it's giving quite a lot of risk for join also, and also there is no trust in there. So they put in blockchain as the background and the fundamental technology to doing the sharing mechanisms, and also they are using digital identity that will be via like a account for every single people that joining on the cooperative. So maybe Anzo, want you adding more?
Yeah, I think there's some unique aspect about the implementation uh, in this project. Kocek is a, we can say, as established platforms. They already have their active user and transaction every month, and so if they want to implement the new technology like a blockchain, that's why from the product teams of the Baliola we create some APIs, so it will be making more easy project to implement the blockchain. They don't have to think about how to build a smart contract. They don't have to think about how to pay the smart contract. They just focus on the implement the APIs, and uh, for the smart contract and also the gas fee will be handling by the Mandala application chains side. So it will connect with the mainnet after that. So this is the easy way. We want to have not only the government, also the enterprise using the API to implement and using some benefit from the Web3 technology easily by, uh, let's say, making a very minimal change of their platforms. Just implement the API, the very common technology interface they can use to implement the API. Yep.
So what is Anso saying is like we are trying to lowering the boundaries to implementing the technology of Web3. So this is what we are doing with Kocek. So if we are success with this, and when we success with this, we can go to every single platform on Web2 to starting integrate our chain without even having a deep understanding about blockchain, but they can getting the benefit of blockchain.
Yes.
And this is all built directly on the Mandala mainnet as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful.
I think
Anyone?
this is another one, Makaido, where kind of the scope is I mean the numbers are just gigantic, right? But we shouldn't underplay it either. Like cooperative banking in Indonesia is mainly rural banks for savings and loan cooperatives, and this is up to like 20% of the banking market in Indonesia. So again, it's another major door opener if we get it right, and we'll be able to scale once this initial implementation is in. So again, another massive use case in terms of volume and numbers potentially.
And when you're talking about bringing like traditional banking on chain, and then it's only like one more step to implement all of like the like DeFi applications throughout the ecosystem as well, and like all sorts of different partnerships as well. The fact that you've got traditional banking using blockchain, like this is pretty groundbreaking. So for all of you Polkadot hydration fans and all that sort of stuff, like just pay attention because yeah, there's lots of integrations coming here. Okay. Not last but not least, but the fourth one from our OpenGov ref is ID Chain, which was like our primary principal use case, which we launched with initially. There's been a lot going on here in the background. And so like this is a very complex and obviously very integrated piece of technology, which is also going to work as an application chain, which will run alongside Mandala. So maybe give us the rundown about where we're at with ID Chain.
Yeah, so ID Chain is the collaboration initiative with Pandi, the owners of .id, the managers of .id domain systems, which is really big. So people say that .id is .identity, but it's basically .Indonesia, but we are using that benefit to putting our identity on domain. So we are building ID Chain as the infrastructures for decentralized identifiers, which is comply with W3C, standard. And the mainnet, the testnet is it's now is on private testnet is already running. So we're also implementing how we can putting the identity we have to the domain system, which is Web2 domain system. It's like integrating with Web3. And we already done the security testing for the smart contract that we have already, and we already having the documentation also. But this will be running as soon as possible. Maybe in the Q2 of this year, we will launching the testnet publicly, so people can be using the verifiable credential, and also can creating the ID for with ID chain. And there is quite a lot of use case we already on our pocket, but we need to make sure that everything is online. We also working with the government how we putting like the BSS, the cybersecurity office that we are discussing with Indonesia Blockchain Society, which is there is the agency will be the ID broker of Indonesia, and we already discussing the protocol, we already discussing the technology, and we are eager to follow up on that. So yeah, so this is like the first step is done, and now it's like to let's implementing it. Yeah.
And again, this is huge because we know that like the .id domain system that Pundi runs in Indonesia has over 100 million users. And so we obviously you don't count like a total addressable market as like your market base, but we know that we're going to be able to have access to a large portion of people. And like even a small adoption is absolutely insane. So it's very exciting, the fact that we've got such strong implementation here, and it is a core use case that will filter through a lot of the other use cases that do get built on top of Mandala Chain. Any last comments from anybody on the updates from the OpenGov ref and sort of the main four primary use cases here?
No, I think speaking directly to the OpenGov initiatives for Q1 for ID Chain, it was testnet live. So testnet is live. Not the public testnet, but private testnet with ID Chain, and we're iterating on top of that. And the other one was smart contract audit done as well for ID Chain. So both of those have been ticked off as well. And again, development for all four of these are actually ahead of schedule. So very happy to see that we're ahead of schedule for all four use cases that were part of OpenGov.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we are drawing to a close here. But I guess what we want to say is that we do have so much more that's being built behind the scenes. These are some of the core primary use cases that we did in conjunction with the Polkadot DAO through OpenGov, and obviously just a lot of our updates that have happened as well. And I guess just to hit home as well, like we are shooting for mainnet Q2. So we're currently in Q2. So we are very excited, and we really appreciate all of the patience that the community has had being here with us. There are so many different teams outside of the core team building applications on Mandala mainnet, on the Mandala parachain, the Mandala rollup. And so we are very excited to come and share more information about that in conjunction with these other teams. But from all of the major sectors that you would know, and I'm not meaning one or two applications, there's multiple applications that are all going to be built, and they will all go live once mainnet is live. So Mandala Chain is going to be a beast. There's so much going on. We did say that our tagline always was going to be government, retail, and enterprise. And we do have people building on chain from all of those different sectors. And so if you're looking to deploy, you've got an application that you want to deploy, come chat with us. We're more than happy to help you. Yeah, you're more than happy to help you to come integrate. And I guess just in closing, does anyone want to share like any final thoughts or cool stories or anything that we may have missed from the eco, or maybe just talk about how bullish you are?
No, I just say that I'm heading out to Dubai soon. So if anybody wants to meet up in Dubai, reach out. We'd be happy to. And like we said before, we're very excited. It's on the tip of our tongue. We really want to announce the new country, but you'll have to wait. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah. Also,
go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
So it's also for all of the startup, maybe the startup, founders, if they, digital trust is very important, and we have the base technology to do it. And also we are happy to collaborate. We are open to collaborate with everyone, and let's transform our own business to be in the Web3 with a whole lot of integrity in digitally.
Yeah, and I was just going to add that we've been kind of building in stealth. Mikado and Seth have been hosting some live streams over the past few weeks, so we hope to continue this cadence, giving you guys more updates as they come along. We don't want to unload all the bullets in our chamber, but we're definitely going to be more and more involved in providing regular community updates. So excited to be here today, and excited to continue doing this.
Big time.
All right, we might just close out just to say again, just to reiterate, anyone else, not just this throughout the Polkadot ecosystem, but anyone else that's looking to collaborate, like we are open book here. We want to bring blockchain to the masses. So if you are wanting to try and tap into this market specifically, or you think that there's something that your application can do, come chat to us. I neglected to do this at the start, but we do have the Republic Rupiah Indonesian-speaking community here with us as well. So maybe just to finalize, Anto, if you just want to throw out a couple of paragraphs here to our Bahasa-speaking community, and maybe just a brief summary about what Mandala Chain is, and just a big shout out to our Indonesian-speaking community.
Thank you, Michael. Ya, buat teman-teman yang dari Republik Rupiah Community, jadi memang Mandala Chain ini kita udah bangun cukup lama, dan kita bangun mungkin dari tahun 2022 sebenarnya kita sudah mulai forming, saya dan Michael sudah bergerak cukup lama, dan Medpo akhirnya membantu kita menyatukan dua entity jadi Mandala Chain Foundation. Ada Medcook yang terus membuka jalan kita, dan Mas Anzo yang terus mendorong kita untuk menjadikan ini jadi teknologi dan menstandarkan semua. Jadi apa yang kita lakukan ini adalah untuk bisa mengkonekkan, memberikan blockchain itu di suatu tempat posisi yang tidak hanya untuk kripto saja, tapi memang memberikan posisi yang bisa berguna di luar finance itu untuk kemaslahatan kita sendiri gitu loh. Jadi masalahnya adalah saat kita mulai masuk ke dunia digital, kita semua hukum kita itu semua urusannya adalah manusia dan manusia. Tetapi kita juga harus bisa memproteksi diri kita dari sisi digital, karena semua sekarang hidup di digital, dan blockchain dan Mandala Chain kita ingin mengarah ke sana. Jadi kita fokus untuk mengimplementasikan blockchain di government, di pemerintahan, blockchain di enterprise, dan juga di retail. Dan fokus kita adalah bagaimana kita bisa terus menjadikan, menarasikan bahwa digital futures itu adalah digital yang penuh dengan kepercayaan, penuh dengan trust, dan inilah yang kita sebenarnya ingin narasikan. Makanya kenapa use case kita kebanyakan di government, use case kita kebanyakan data-data yang memang krusial untuk kita, tidak cuma di finance ada, tetapi memang kita ada use case lain yang memang blockchain memiliki potensi untuk solving quite a lot of problem sebenarnya. Nah, ini yang sebenarnya kita ingin emphasis, dan saya sangat bersyukur gitu ya, kita ada tim yang semua memiliki visi yang sama, the secure future untuk kita nanti di era digital ke depannya. Kalau memang era digital tidak dilindungi dan tidak ada kepercayaan, tidak ada trust lagi, jadi nanti semua orang tidak akan lagi ada di era digital. Mereka akan semua menyendiri dan mengisolasi diri dan tidak mau ada digital lagi. Dan itu yang kita tidak inginkan, karena kita tahu digital ini kita sudah berkembang cukup luar biasa. Ya, tapi ingat, perkembangan yang cepat itu membutuhkan peta jalan yang jelas, dan blockchain bisa menjadi peluang kita untuk menentukan peta jalan kita, tapi tetap melindungi diri kita sendiri. Mungkin itu yang sebenarnya fisiknya, dan banyak lagi yang kita akan lakukan, dan harapannya kalau teman-teman ada developer, ada mungkin founder, jika ingin diskusi dengan kita, reach us, kita ada Twitter, kita ada Republik Rupiah juga, bisa tanya di Discord-nya kita, datang ke hub.mandalachain.io, dan cek semua update yang ada di sana, dan juga joining Twitter kita. Mungkin itu aja dari saya. Michael.
Awesome, thank you, Anta. Thanks everybody for being here today, and we are really excited to do this more regularly. So throw in your questions into the chat, and we'll make sure that we address them. We can perhaps have Q&A next time around. For the Republic Rupiah community asking, we'll get David to join us next time, and keep building, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.